Hi Pisces! I love reading for you guys after I read for Virgo because it always feels to me like you guys are such a reaction to them. And then sometimes you're on the same page and that's awesome. So this happens to be one of those months where you are on, the same page. 5 of Swords is the first card out. So you really would like to be by yourself a little bit. You would like to have the time and the space to focus on your work because you do feel like other aspects of your life are taking from you, not because they mean to, not because they want to, not because they are malicious. These could be people that love you. This could be a loving relationship. This could be some of the best things that you have experienced in your life, and yet they are getting in your way and taking from you in terms of career and your profession. And it's irritating. Pisces wants to focus on that which the self can produce. Virgo wants to focus on that which the self can heal. You are both looking for the ground of being in your own way. Pisces, as someone who knows that you have had your ups and downs when it comes to work opportunities and career, as someone who knows that your romantic life has been in a lot of ways all-consuming, not because of the relationship itself, but everything that came with it, I think you deserve this time to do as you please. The Justice card and the 2 of Wands. Some of you are even considering ending long-term situations so you can have more freedom. You really just want to create. You really just want to do your job. You really just want to go out there and be the best version of your water sign self that you can be. And you feel the creativity of Leo season and you want a peace. And anything that keeps you from it becomes an annoyance. And in there is that golden nugget of wisdom for your reading. You're going to want to focus purely on self. And if you do, everyone will treat you the way they treat Virgos. Yeah, exactly. Don't let on that you don't care about anything else right now. I know you won't, but don't let on. Just play nice. Play nice and let everyone think that they're still getting that on 100 Pisces who does everything for everybody. Let them think whatever they want. And while they continue to think you're 100% there, go and apply yourself completely in everything that you would like to accomplish, because you're right. Your instincts are right on. You do have the energy to get it all done right now. So don't let anything stand in your way. Is this going to cause some conflict when you follow your path? Of course it is. But you are equipped. You are equipped. Ooh, the water energy is strong. Very, very, very strong. Wow. Okay. If you are dealing with a Cancer, things are getting very messy. If you are dealing with a Scorpio, it seems to be getting even more messy. And yet, in both cases, it looks like you are the initiator. So regardless of my advice, I think anyone who tries to stand in your way this month is in for a rude awakening. You have been waiting for this moment for a long time. And it seems like utter selfishness to keep you away from just all that you could do right now. And if that's how it reads to you, I think you're right. But remember throughout the month, excuse me, that when it reads like selfishness to you, you can fight or you can cut and move forward. The fighting isn't going to help. No one is going to change their mind. It's not like people are going to magically wake up one day and say, oh, Pisces, yeah, it's okay if you focus on self and not do everything for us. Sure, focus on self instead of processing all my pain and all my trauma. Yes, that's exactly what we want for you, said nobody ever to a Pisces. And yet there are months where you have to carve out your time and your space because your career and what you want to do is very, very important. And People don't want to hear that, even though once a year, just about once a year, they have to hear it. And also remember, you have the sun moving in at the end of the month across from you on your relationship axis. So by the end of the month, you're really having some big, bold conversations that are starting with, hey, earlier in the month, it really didn't seem like you needed me. And you're going to, at the end of August, have to say, hey, are you going to grow up? Or, like, do you honestly feel like your feelings are more important than my life path? Wow, how presumptuous of us both. Yeah, it's gonna get spicy. It's good though. If you're dealing with a Scorpio that wants to cut ties with you and you feel like they are the love of your life and you cannot live without them, give it a moment. They're being difficult, they'll come back. If you're dealing with a Virgo who's been gone for quite a long time and you're wondering if they'll ever come back, I don't think so. I think that ship has sailed. If you're dealing with a Cancer, they seem like they don't care if you guys fight and burn the house down or live in it and have children. They just want to be around you. Surprise, surprise. If you're dealing with a Libra, either you or them really wants to get away. And at the center of it all is Pisces. Why won't you give me the attention you give me all the time? What's wrong this month? Why can't I have it? It's a spoiled child. It's a petulant child wanting something that they have easy access to all year round. And once or twice a year, Pisces says no. And everybody loses it. But we're coming out of Cancer season, we need some maternal water. No. Do not replace me with your Cancer neediness. No. I'm not a substitute for that. Thank you. They can wait until Scorpio season and deal with harsh water. Not your responsibility. Focusing on self is easy, Pisces, as long as you realize that when this is all over, as in life, it's only you who did what you did. Nothing else is accounted for. Not the people who wished you would have done this or criticized you for doing that or made you do this or that. Take yourself out of the peanut gallery this month. Just put yourself in a bubble and do what you need to do for you. So you can go back to taking care of everyone and babying them for the other 11 months of the year. You want to look at these cards? Love you so much. Lots of dates coming up. LA, Oakland, I think Toronto maybe. Everything will be below and on the website. Yes? See you in a second. Hi Pisces. I feel like this is one of the rare times where it's not even really that necessary to look at the cards because the actual reading was so easy to understand. But let's go through it again, maybe look at it from a different angle. Excuse me, I'll be drinking water throughout, and I suggest you do the same. Five of Swords in the Justice card could also very easily be about feeling betrayed by a Libra or feeling betrayed by the system, feeling betrayed by any sort of a legal issue that you may be going through, and finding a way out. Pisces this month is able to swim out of quite a few different traps that have been set for you. Karma is on your side. And whoever has wronged you, you feel the need naturally to just move away from them this month and really live in your own majesty. Cancer season did leave you with quite some conflict, and there have been some really rough moments. And if you're not quite done processing that, like we talked about earlier, that's okay, because you deserve the time and the space the peace to process. And perhaps this is what the tie-in is for your creativity. You see, your creativity is on the rise, but I don't know if it's a coincidence or not that rise comes in Leo season after a very tumultuous cardinal water season that perhaps wasn't personally tumultuous for you, but certainly for the people around you. And it is perhaps that conflict, letting go, facing things, experiencing them, having to process them, that leads to the great surge in creativity. So if you're not quite done with it all, that's okay. That's a positive. That will push you further into your creative pursuits, and that will in turn perhaps alienate some people, and that is okay. I'm gonna drink something. All right, now the life path, the Chariot, if it's not a Cancer, if it's not this Cancer season that rolled you, if it's just you and your pursuit of yourself that brings you here, understand that a lot of times when you walk down your own road, people become very anxious about that. Because when they see someone walking down their own road, then it, it's unspoken, but it becomes incumbent on them to do the same. And perhaps they're not ready to, or don't have the guts to, or don't even know where their road is. A lot of what you will experience here in August has to do with people. There's a tinge of envy to them because you know so clearly so much what you want to do. And they don't mean to make it about, will you also spend time with me? Will you also do this? And what about this? But they're using that as a way to not keep you from doing it. It's nothing that malicious, but in a way, they are keeping you from doing it. They're not doing it to be malicious. They're doing it to feel better about themselves. And you see that, and you see clearly through that, and you're just like, ugh. Now, if you're dealing with a Scorpio, or just this is your, successive rebirth story that we're telling here, either way, you feel like you're coming back to yourself. Does that mean you have to go back to the Scorpio? Does that mean that the Scorpio is coming back around? Perhaps just the thought of it. Perhaps it is just the elemental rebirth that happens when you walk down your path unapologetically. Regardless, it brings you back to yourself. Now, the funny thing is, when I laid the cards down here, I realized that sticking to the bottom of the Six of Cups was the Three of Cups. And I think that's very interesting. Because really, this could go both ways. This can be realizing your path, finding that love, rejoicing in the existing love, finding a balance between work and life, etc. And the ensuing celebration. Or the dark underside of all of that, which is a slackness, a laziness, a lack of responsibility, and indulging. So there is a warning there going into Virgo season of all that seems great. Just wait a minute before you understand what I'm saying? Like even when you get towards Virgo season and you start to feel really good about everything, just give it a second. Just give it a second and see what's under how you're feeling. I'm not saying it's going to be anything bad. Really, this is a card of celebration, but it can also be a card of excess in ways that you don't find out until later. And the fact that it was sticking to the bottom, I'm just pointing it out. That anyone or anything in your life that seems to be like really, because there's one element of people that would like for you to spend more time at home and more time in terms of their relationships and their feelings and their connection to you. They want you to foster that and spend time there. And then there's the other side that wants you to go right ahead with everything you got to do everything and be everything and really tell people that they need to take a break. There are toxic points to both. I don't want to make it seem, and I think that's also why this card was sticking to the bottom, I don't want to make it seem like you just following your path is going to be great and that's all you need to do. No, there is a fear there of being excessive on either end. So you have to find the middle here. And that means, of course, doing what you want to, but also understanding, much like Scorpio has to understand, that when you get to where you want to get to, when you do all the work with whatever you have in mind as some kind of a point of accomplishment, realize that you want people there with you. So yes, take a break from emotionally processing everything for everyone else and do your own thing and process your own stuff and make your art and do your thing and follow your direction. But just keep in mind that there is a point where you will want to celebrate this as well. So a little time here and there, perhaps not holding everybody's hand, but just spending time with them. Because this is kind of a read on you too, right? There are times when people just really want to spend time with you and you want to heal them. And they're like, it's not one of those times. Let's not do this right now. And you all about doing that. So everybody ease up is a better way to say it. And that's exactly what this is about. Everybody ease up. Now that, we're not doing that. We're doing that in the extended because that's a lot. Because, I mean, look, this is a lot. This is, you really want me to unpack this now? Like, of course, total confusion? Yes, of course, why not? Why not? Let's put it on the menu. All right. Love you. See you. I'm telling you, it sounds so weird to say it now, but your season is around the corner. See you in the extended.